I'm going to show you a really neat mind trick that the pros use to hold more putts. It's so simple, yet so effective. By the time we've got to the green, there's lots of factors already in our head when we're facing a putt. What shots we've hit to get there, how the round is going, whether it's crappy or whether it's good, what the putt that we're facing is going to give us with the score. Then we're having to figure out the slope, the speed, all these variables. There's lots of things to calculate. So what can we learn from the pros that doesn't require a ton of practice to get better at putting? It's something that doesn't require any practice, in fact. You've probably heard the main tip, that is take dead aim, from Harvey Penick, which is when you're facing a fairway, you're trying to pick a leaf or a branch or whatever it might be, or a speck on the fairway that helps you narrow your focus. But people tend to forget how effective that can be when we're on the greens. Obviously, we're not on a green here. I'm using the really nice prime putt mat that gives you the nice feel, but we still have holes. And this is where it comes into practice. Because when I'm trying to make this putt, and when I'm thinking about this putt, I don't want to just hit it in the hole. I need to try and think about something much more specific. Because if I'm trying to just think about holding the putt, I'm not telling my brain enough detail about what I want my body to do, basically. So the premise is the same. We aim small to miss small. So how are we going to apply this when it comes to putting? There's two ways that we can do it, for short putts and for longer putts. Let's start with the short putts. This obviously applies to real golf greens where you've got actual holes, but you're still going to grab a tee peg because this works on this mat as well. The reason this tee peg is to really help us focus in on exactly what we're trying to do. The purpose of that tee peg is for our mind and our eyes to focus on a smaller target. I've placed it at the back of the hole, in the middle of the hole. Now, you can play around with it when you've got breaking putts by moving a tee peg to either side, but let's keep it really simple for now, because I want you to try this. So with that tee peg there, what I'm going to do is aim my ball at that specific tee peg. It's not just aiming to the middle of the hole, I'm aiming for that tee peg. I form my setup with the line on the ball, but every time I'm looking towards there, I'm sort of emblazing on my mind, if you will, that tee peg, exactly where it is in the back of the hole. So as I make my stroke, I'm ensuring that I'm hitting that tee peg. Now, obviously you can go further and further back, but you'll be flabbergasted at how better you make short putts with more positivity, because you're not just trying to hole it, you're trying to hit a tiny little target. Now, when you're on the course, when you're playing, obviously you can't just grab a tee and put it behind the hole. So you're going to look for a certain speck, a little discoloration on the hole, the cup itself, and focus your mind on it. So as I'm doing my practice strokes, I'm thinking, okay, it's right there. In my mind, I'm imagining the putt rolling smoothly and hitting that tee peg. It's very, very effective. But how can it help us on longer putts? There is one advantage to practicing your putting at home with a really good mat like this. You can actually add your own breaks. It's not an exact science, but most putting greens, when you're playing on the golf course, are not. So all I do is shove a towel or something underneath just to create a bit of a roll, whatever it might be. You can play around with it, but I'm just keeping it dead simple right now because this is going to give us the reality of breaking putts. I've said it before, but I really want you to remember this. Every putt is straight. That is your objective, to hit every putt straight. The only difference is you point in a different direction. For us to get better at hitting those straighter putts with a commitment, we need to aim small. And I'm using this little T marker thing. It's a little bit bigger than I would like to practice with, but I'm using it so you can see it a bit clearer. but we're going to place that down on the green here, just the other side of this slope, or something like here. Now, the objective is, I want to try and read a putt that is going to start on this line. I'm not aiming towards the hole. I'm not thinking about the hole. All I'm trying to do is, 1, read the break, 2, get the distance right, obviously, but then 3 is be very specific, to aim small, miss small, for a specific point that I want my straight putt to go on. This is how we practice it. So when I'm practicing, whether I'm able to add a slope to a putting mat like this or not, I'm not aiming for the hole. My only objective is to hit my putt on that line where that marker is, okay? And then from there, it's gonna turn around. Every putt is straight. Now, what we can also practice is, for longer putts, let's say it's more or less straight, I'm trying to not just get the distance right, I'm trying to get my start line correct. So when I take dead aim, I'm forgetting about the hole because I'm trying to make sure that I hit past it. That's my start line, and it is going to move a little bit to the left. So whether I hit it or not, it doesn't matter, but my task, my objective, is to putt over that start line, and the slope takes it away. So when you're practicing at home, choose little points, whether it's a little fleck of leaf or whatever it might be, or whether you're on the putting green, a different blade of grass. Every putt is straight. It's as simple as that. There you have it. 2 very easy little tasks that I want you to practice. You can practice at home or on the golf course, but do this, you'll get your longer putts closer and you will hole more short putts. It's that simple. Now, if you want to make sure that you hit the green more regularly, so you have more birdie putts, check out this lesson here. It's going to make things a lot easier for you. See you next time.